Hey, how are you?
Good. Thank you for coming.
Of course. Sure.
Hey, how are you?
Good to see you. Thank you.
Oh,
Hey, you. How's it going?
You.
Good
Good
to see you. I didn't make the connection.
Of course.
Yeah.
Of course you do. I'm the guy.
because they're going to want to. Peter ran
Is this device you have?
Isn't that great?
That's amazing.
Little camera.
Little tiny camera on there
Yeah.
with the
With the
gimbal
steady-
and everything.
yeah.
He's an SAR, or he was.
Yeah.
But then he.
I'll have to ask her.
Well, I would maybe we'll talk about it.
Oh, yeah. Out on, where Coachella High School is, the road that it's on about a mile west of
Nothing about them, but I could try. Just simply welcome them. Yes, we appreciate your coming. Yeah. This is the beginning of where it all started. Okay.
May 17th. May 17th. Make a reservation now because
We have an official.
Showed up that I would have to talk ago, so I'm glad you're
Oh,
here.
well, you can talk. They might like hearing from you better than me. Hey, Alan.
Charlie, how are you? Good to see you.
Nice to see you.
Hey. Hello. Oh, really? Huh.
Yeah.
Yes, we paid about $1,100. The raffle and the people that paid for the booth. Because they all paid $25 and then get.
Hey, yeah, nice to meet you.
He's the one that.
Hey,
You're recording.
how are you? Good to see you.
I'm proud to be a citizen of Cathedral City. And that's the truth. We love it here.
Janet, I'm Ryan. I'm the
Hi.
communications manager for the
Oh,
city. So.
yes,
Yeah.
of course. I know you work well. I subscribe to your bulletins and everything.
Thank you so much. I appreciate that. That means a lot.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And
It's,
I'm Alan, by the way.
Oh, are you Alan?
But yes, I am.
Okay. Yeah, Alan,
Carvalho.
of course.
Oh, you know me?
I've lived here for 14 years. Of course I know of
Oh,
you.
that's so sweet.
Yes.
How sweet.
Yes.
You saw my picture at the post office.
I've seen that you've been very active in the city.
I am very active.
Yeah.
Thank you. I appreciate
And
it.
it's like in the DAR we say it's STP, same 10 people.
That's true.
And it's
That's right. You're right.
you're one of those same 10 people.
Alan's a huge asset.
Yeah, I really
Yeah.
am.
We really
I try
appreciate
my
it.
best. Yeah.
Yeah.
I just can't. I have to be verbal. I have to. My mom taught me to just say what you feel and.
More
feel
people
what you
should do
say.
that.
You've got that servant's heart.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, thank you.
You do.
Okay. I need to find a place. What would you recommend as the videographer? If, ideally not in the bright
Right.
sun.
I would say let's try. I
Okay.
think the majority of people are going to be able to see you. We might even be able to back way back here, so wherever you are, without
Okay.
being in the sun. Yeah, I was looking for a
Thank
spot.
you.
Yeah, of course.
Thank you. That way I don't have to wear my sunglasses.
There you go.
And I can give them to Michael if we can get them off my earring.
Yes, if you can.
Here we go. You just roll the thing up around it. Like that there. Okay. We good?
Whenever you're ready.
Okay.
Can we have everybody's attention, please? Everybody over here, please look at Peter. Great, thank you.
Okay. Would you like to find a place to sit? Make yourselves comfortable. It's going to be a few minutes. Okay. Joe Ellen, you guys ready? Okay. Welcome to the dedication of this plaque commemorating the home of Agnes Pelton, renowned 20th century artist and co-founder of the Kauai chapter of the Daughters of the American Revolution 77 years ago today. Yay! My name is Janet Dagley. I'm the current regent of this chapter of nearly 180 members. Thank you all for coming, and congratulations on finding a place to park on these residential streets. They were not made for events like this. I'd like to thank the homeowners, Peter Palladino and Simeon Den, for welcoming us here today. and for all they've done to preserve the legacy of this historic site and the woman who created it. 2 weeks ago, we awarded them both the DAR Excellence in Historic Preservation Medal. And this morning, unfortunately, Cathedral City paramedics took Simeon to the hospital after he suffered a medical emergency. Peter will need to leave immediately after the dedication. We'll keep this running on schedule. I would also like to recognize our Cathedral City officials joining us. We have, Ryan?
Ryan Hunt, Communications and Events Manager.
Thank you for being here.
And Charlie McClendon, I'm the city manager.
Thank you, Charlie, for being here. As of today, it has been 77 years since a small group of local women, including Cathedral City's own Agnes Pelton.
I want to stop you there. We've got a council member coming in.
Oh my goodness, please come in. Yes. You're just in time. I'm just introducing the city officials. Janet Dagley.
Nice to meet you, Janet. I didn't mean to make an entrance. I did anyway.
Councilmember Rita Lamb.
Rita Lamb.
Yep.
Thank you for being here, Councilmember. As of today, it's been 77 years since a small group of local women, including Cathedral City's own Agnes Pelton, founded the Kauai chapter of the Daughters of the American Revolution. That was in 1948, the year that Frank Sinatra first built his first desert home, Twin Palms in Palm Springs. Down the road to the east, brothers Randall and Clifford Henderson were developing a new community they named Palm Desert. Cathedral City in those days was described as a quiet backwater, though the water part was purely figurative. It had a gas station, a cafe, a few dozen houses, a trailer park, and a tiny post office where residents like Agnes picked up their mail. Agnes once explained to a friend why she chose to live here. The vibration of this light, the spaciousness of these skies enthralled me. I knew there was a spirit in nature, as in everything else, but here in the desert, it was an especially bright spirit. I chose to live in Cathedral City too, so I know what she's talking about, and those of you who don't live in Cathedral City but who live nearby also understand what Agnes meant about the spirit of the desert. And if you live in the desert, you're going to have stuff like this happening. We'll hold up just a minute and see if Peter can negotiate.
Stop him for a second.
Yes.
Okay. Give him some applause when he comes back.
It was quick.
Okay. All right.
Yes.
Okay. Agnes had lived here about a decade, earning her living as a painter, when a group of local ladies invited her to help form a chapter of the DAR. As Peter and Simeon can attest, she was civic-minded, so she agreed. Fortunately, she also had an interest in genealogy, so she was able to document her lineage back to Revolutionary War patriot Captain Benjamin Pelton of New York, who lived from 1752 to 1830. She later hosted at least one DAR meeting here in this house. These days, thanks to Peter and Simeon, there has been a resurgence of interest in her desert transcendentalist and modernist paintings, and her work has been the subject of exhibitions from Palm Springs to New York's Whitney Museum. I stand before you as the 34th woman to hold the title of Kauai Chapter Regent, and I can tell you that every one of us has wondered if we might be the last. But we feel a responsibility not only to our patriot ancestors, but to Agnes Pelton and her co-founders to continue what they started. Somehow, our all-volunteer chapter has remained active longer than I've been alive, and I am an old lady. Several of our former regents are here today. I'd like to introduce Joanne Hardy, regent from 2010 to 2014. Give us a wave, Joanne. Noma Bruton, regent from 2018 to 2020. Noma. Alice Barnhart, regent from 2020 to 2024. And Wendy Becker, who preceded me in 2024. I'd also like to introduce our board members who are here today. I am not wearing my glasses, so you might have to point yourselves out. We have our registrar, Joe Ellen Heck, Yes, okay. And other board members who are here? Yes, there's our librarian, Ron Delakovich, also my cousin. We are cousins in that we are both descended from brothers who were patriots in the American Revolution. So we are roughly first cousins 9 or 10 times removed. Okay, and then we have Kathy Arachiga, who is our recording secretary. And our historian, Rochelle McCune. Our treasurer, Wendy Becker. And I don't see any other board members. If I missed you, I'm sorry. Let's see.
Parliamentarian.
Oh, yes, our parliamentarian, Noma Bruton. Introduce yourself again there. Okay. We want to thank you all for being here today. To all who pause in this historic place, may this marker, that marker, make effective the voice of the memorial. May it remind us of the history of the Kauai chapter, of the accomplishments of Agnes Pelton, and the homeowners who have lovingly advocated for her legacy and heritage. Nothing is really ended until it is forgotten. Whatever is kept in memory still endures. We have a, okay. All right, so we're going to do it from a distance so that everybody doesn't have to get up and walk out there. But therefore, we, the members of the National Society, Daughters of the American Revolution, Kauai chapter, dedicate that plaque in grateful recognition of our co-founder, Agnes Pelton. May that plaque help to keep alive what is special of this history. It took the efforts of many people to make this dedication possible. We want to thank our host, Peter Palladino, and Simeon Den, and we pray for a speedy recovery for him. John Becker, who was kind enough to install the plaque for us. The Cathedral City officials who designated this a historic site. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And all former and current regents and members of the Kauai chapter who have made this our 77th anniversary possible by their dedicated volunteer service. And now it's time for Peter and the city officials to say a few words. So please come on and speak to us.
Thank you. I can just clip this on you really quick. Thank you.
So I'm Charlie McClendon, City Manager. This is Councilmember Rita Lamb and the homeowner, Peter Palladino. And I have to say, ever since I came to Cathedral City 11 years ago, Peter was on my case to make sure that we recognize this home, the historical significance of it, and the historical significance of Agnes Pelton, both when she lived in this home and throughout her life. So I'm really happy that we're able to have this recognition. I apologize for that. I already told him no once. And so I'm really happy. This was the first site, and I guess still today the only site in Cathedral City that has been designated through our Historic Preservation Ordinance, which Peter was instrumental in helping to get adopted in the first place. And Councilmember Lamb was on the council that adopted that ordinance and that made the designation of this property a historic site in Cathedral City. So you don't need to hear any more from me, just to say I'm proud that we're able to do this. I thank the DAR for the recognition, for the plaque that will be on this property for generations to come, and thanks to Peter and the City Council for making this all possible. Thank you.
I would love to.
Okay, just one second. I'm sorry. Thank you.
I do not want to miss an opportunity to share my appreciation and respect for Peter Palladino and Simeon Den. It really takes the love of a community, a resident, to bring this to life, to keep it in our purview. And you know, so we as a council person, we were definitely the last steps in making this happen, but you were the first step. So I applaud your efforts and your passion. Thank you so much. Nice, wonderful resource in addition to our community.
Sorry, Peter. There you go.
I really don't have much to add. I just want to express my gratitude to the city officials for being here, and also mention John Rivera, who was instrumental in getting this done for 10 years. He stuck with it even when I quit. Mention him and Greg Pettis. And the rest of it is all Janet and the DAR. I'm so grateful, and you did such a great job, and it was inspirational, and it's very unusual that anyone does work about Agnes Pelton and comes to me and says they want to appreciate her. This is the first time this has ever happened. So to have somebody do the groundwork and have an actual connection with her and come to me to want to reward her or acknowledge her, that's a first, and I'm really happy that that happened. Thank you all.
Lovely. Nice job.
All that's left is to reveal.
Sorry.
Here we go.
There we go. Sorry.
All that's left is to reveal the plaque itself, and for that, we'll have to go out to the gate. So if you'll come with me, let's go unveil the plaque. Here, I'm going to leave this here. Thank you.
Sure.
And if we could get some photos. Our regular photographer couldn't make it today. Can you get some pictures of the board and the former regents? I want to get them lined up here in a minute. And the actual the revelation.
Thank you.
I didn't save the documentation.
Oh,
You know,
yeah.
I don't even know what I submitted.
The former regents, stay close by. We're going to want to get you in a photo here very soon.
Hi, Peter. Nice to see you again.
Nice to see you.
Hey, I hope everything comes out.
Still hanging
okay.
out. Still stuck there.
Okay, Peter lets you and I unveil the plaque. Let everybody get their cameras in place. Shall we? Let's get a grip on.
Easy.
Okay. Come back, Peter. You need to be into pictures. Here we are.
You can direct us if we're covering the sign or something.
Yeah. Okay, and then before you go, I would like to get all of the former regents to stand here with me. All former regents, that includes you, Wendy. All right.
Oh, this is lovely.
Short and sweet. Okay. Let's put Joanne. If you stand here, then they can still see the plaque.
That'll make me look
because you're not tall.
Can I stand on your side then?
There you go. There you go. All right. Thank you.
Good.
And if I could get the board to come and stand with us.
Janet,
Yes.
do a shot with you a little bit over to the side.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm blocking it. Okay. Thank you.
That's great. Everybody do it again.
Okay. Okay.
Who is this? Okay.
Who's giving me the hug?
Me. No.
Okay, and if I could get the board members to join me up here. The rest of the board members. There we go. Kathy? There she is. Okay. Okay, let's yeah. Noma? Noma. Board members. Where are Noma?
Didn't know that I counted.
Yes, you do.
All right. Awesome.
Thank you. All right. I believe Peter has time to give us a little tour of the house before he leaves.
Oh, fantastic.
So.
Yeah, I'm gonna go get my purse and stuff.
Yeah, okay. Alan?
Did you go much of the work to get the DAR approval for that plaque?
It's not that kind of a plaque. So, yeah, this is
I
a...
had a question. I went through an awful lot of stuff to get an official plaque.
Council member, he wants
Mark
us to...
something. Still up there. I wondered.
Let me give them the mic. Alan, you want your mic?
Oh, yes, that's great. Thank
There
you
you go.
so much.
Okay,
Thank you.
About my hair not being
Simeon's in the hospital. Yeah, he's. Oh, where's Peter?
Peter, right there.
Oh,
Right there.
Peter, we need you in there. Thank you for reminding me. Okay. Good. Great. One more? Wonderful. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. Thank you.
Those of you who are using the inside of the house and the painting, follow me.
Peter, can I just mic you real quick while you tour them about? I might as well take advantage of that. Thank you.
Absolutely. You grab a water.
Is that a little schnauzer?
That's a little schnauzer.
Oh, I have a little schnauzer.
I used to have a schnauzer too.
Okay. The other gal is out there.
Oh, don't follow me this way. So those of you who don't know, this would be the back of Agnes's house. She was on 677 E Street. This is F Street. This is actually the back of her house. But she was alive when, in 1952, when they subdivided the lots and made the front of her house the back and vice versa. So I'll give you a tour with those restrictions. So I'm going to bring everybody through the front door of Agnes's house and explain why that's the front door. Sorry. So this was called the East Ramada, but I'm taking you around to the very front door. This wasn't here. This was all Agnes's driveway, and she was on E Street. Technically, this is a Class 1 plaque because it can be turned into the original. The pool can come up, the guest house can come down, and it can be the original. And this is all, everything you see here is original, from the doors to the hardware to the actual concrete.
Watch your step.
Yeah, everybody watch your step all the time.
You did all the mosaics.
I did. And none of the mosaics are on the historic part of the house. They're only on the two extensions.
Watch your step.
Definitely watch here. I'll get this. I'll take it if you want to leave.
Watch your step.
Can we hold this? If you
Oh,
want to
thank
leave?
you.
Go ahead.
So I can bring your attention to this here. All these paintings here, she photographed with her little Polaroid on a chair right over there, and you can actually see later when you come up, that little niche. All these things I discovered when I bought this house that was all bricked in. This was all painted. And I always didn't understand why the guest house they have there had like the same matching door, but yet they had, you know, inexpensive aluminum windows. And then finally I realized that in 1970, when they built that, they transferred everything over. They transferred this door to the guest house, and this was all covered. Nobody knew what this was. So when I figured it out, I had them put the door back. Now this is, you can find a copy of this in the Smithsonian Institute in the Agnes Pelton papers, where she talks about her icon. And this was all covered, and I didn't know what it was because I knew it wasn't milk, I knew it wasn't male. And come to find out, it was her symbol, one of her symbols. And in alchemy, the diamond has certain meanings. And when you go inside the house, the floors are concrete, but they're palleted concrete. They're not ready for pictures right now, but they shine like glass, and they're all the diamond, almost like an Art Deco diamond. And she would do, she was in the papers all the time for every little thing she did, probably because she was friends with the the owner of the newspaper. But like he'll talk about she added the fence over there, and it goes well with her home. And if you look at it, that they're still making those. But there's the diamond again. There's the diamond again, and there's a diamond. So everything had a purpose for her. And I think we can just go right through here now. I have 19 original paintings of Agnes's. There's some reproductions, but I'll tell you the difference. Now, the Desert Art Center just celebrated what, their 75th or something year, and this actually originated all here in this house. She would show, and if you go, I'll show you the other wall first. If we go in to this room, she referred to these as her ramada. I'll take you out there also, her west and her east ramadas, and that's where she would have things shown. So we're going to ignore them because they'll steal the show. So out here, I mean, in the alleyway, they actually have a group of people out there, and those were the first artists of Cathedral City. And I've managed to watch your step over here.
Oh, wow. Tricky. Beautiful.
So these are some of these are very hard to find. Some of them aren't, but they've all hung on this wall from 1945 to 1950. This was the Desert Art Center of Coachella Valley.
Oh, okay.
And that's why I have newspaper articles to validate that they were actually here. And this was Hilton with his paintings, her paintings were at his paintings were in the White House. And so that's that. And there's a mural out in the alleyway that has the actual people that painted these paintings. So then we'll go into here, and all of these are original paintings. And she, her quality, I mean, she could do photo realism in terms of the texture of the porcelain, the texture of the skin. But it was her abstracts, obviously, that I'm going to let them out. Is that okay? Because they can't be louder. Okay, that's good. That's enough. This painting over here, this is looking at this Gorgonio Mountain straight ahead. This is like 111 going in. This is what it was like up there behind me. And the house was probably around here, but this is before this house was built. And this is what it looked like. I mean, when she built this house, there was nothing behind her. Just a few outlets. There wasn't anything from the main street there. That wasn't there. So, and this was the painting that was raffled off to start the Desert Art Center in 1950. And I was able to, and they celebrated it, and it was the 65th anniversary, and they celebrated the 75th anniversary just a few weeks ago. We had a thing here. This is one of the oldest paintings, oldest oil paintings of Agnes, because it was of her cousin. This is her cousin, Dorothy Tilton, at age 10. So it was 1908, so there's not a lot of paint. And it probably endured because it was a family member, and they kept it so many generations, and then it disappears. It doesn't stay forever, And that's it. These are all original. This is where her cabin was, up on Thomas Mountain. You can see in the middle of it, there's a little yellow piece, and that was her cabin that she had that she tried to get away in the summer.
Where was that at?
Thomas Mountain. Thomas Mountain is just a little, it's east of Idlewild. So like if you're in Rancho Mirage, you go straight. What is that? El Paseo or something around there. What is that one street that's like a freeway that it goes right up into the mountains? Yeah, you go there and then you head that direction toward Idlewild. And she had like a 100-foot cabin there. And this is an example of her. She did this just to show them how to place her paintings, her abstracts. And this is, a pastel. So I mean, technically it's a pastel abstract. But she says hang high and blah, 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 and had them, exactly the way she.
It turns into a piece of art.
Yeah.
It really does.
Yeah, little did she know that it would be hanging in her house so many years afterwards,
So did you know who she was when you bought
I didn't know. My realtor got me a book, The Poet of Nature, and I had no idea. I was an escrow when I found out. So
well known? Like I'd never heard of her until
far less than now, and she's not that well known locally now. She's well known in the art world because of her abstracts. And last year, or the year and a half ago, one of her abstracts, Fountains, sold for $3.5 million at Christie's, along with like the best artist. It was a midnight auction. So she's rediscovered, you know, so that's...
And I like the other ones better.
Well, a lot of people do, you know. It depends on your taste. And she needed to do those other ones to survive. And we have here somebody by the name of Eric.